Check 1, 2.
Go! Curious about real estate? Yes! Then you've come to the right place. Get the knowledge you need. Get over the fear and get started. This is the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show with your host, Michael Quarles.
Hello, everybody. Michael Quarles with the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. And today we have a scenario question for podcast episode 255. And it looks like a pretty good one. We're going to dive in and see if we can't help. And remember, if you have a question, send it to support@michaelquarles.com. And I've been teasing my coaching students. About 2 weeks ago, I let them all know that in about 4 weeks, I was going to announce something huge. I got like 2 weeks left. They're going to just love it. I'm so happy I can help those guys and gals. Man, I just had a coaching student. Get this. $105,000 net. Amazing. Anyway, here we go. I had one coaching student. I think he's only in his second week. He wrote 3 offers last week. I mean, he's just killing it. I love that stuff. I love it. Anyway, scenario question. Here it is. My wife's aunt was over for dinner last night, and she, knowing that I'm a real estate broker, asked me if I'd be willing to sell her fourplex that she owns in Portland, Oregon. After short discussion, I asked her if she would sell it to me, to which she responded, "That'd be great." We're going to get an appraisal to determine value. Once we have the number, I need to figure out how I'm going to purchase this thing. I assume the appraised value will be between $500 to $550, and I don't have 25% of that cash. She has about a $260,000 bank financing. My question is, can I get her a seller carried note in this situation with a bank debt in place? Are there any other forms of creative financing I should pursue? Yeah, this is just a sub 2. You're going to take sub 2 on the 260, and then you're going to do seller carryback on the something. Now, keep in mind, if it's only $500, you've got to be buying it for $350. I wouldn't stretch it over $385. Man, if you're over $385, it doesn't make sense. That's what we do as an investor. So be conscientious of that. So, which is why it's always hard to buy from relatives without really letting them know, hey, I buy houses, buy them at a discount. One of my favorite waitresses, she was talking, I had to sell my house. I said, we'll buy houses all the time. She says, you do? I said, yeah, but just know going in, we buy it about 60 cents on the dollar. I don't have a problem being super honest with people, because if she wants to sell, it's 60 cents on my dollar. Her dollar could be 60 cents. So it's the definition of someone's dollar. So, if you look at the model and mathematically, if you buy it 70 cents on the dollar, 70 cents on the dollar is really $1.42. So, I mean, it's all about the definition of the dollar.
Thanks for listening. We'll be right back. Are you running out of leads? It's time you tried Yellow Letters at yellowletters.com. Get motivated seller leads through Yellow Letters, postcards, zip letters, typed professional letters, greeting cards, door hangers, and business cards. Yellow Letters is a full-service marketing company created with your success in mind. Get the personal attention you need to get your direct mail campaign started, and get in touch at yellowletters.com.
And we are back in 3, 2, 1.
So going into this one, you can't be above 385, and that's if it's at 550, and if it's at 5, you got to be at 350. So you're going to do a 260 sub 2 kind of thing, and you're going to do 90,000 or so seller carryback. Not a big deal. Now you could do a seller wrap on it, but I don't like wraps. I like being able to get the seller out of the way by paying their portion off, and then the 260 on the underlying sub 2. Now you have to know that the bank could call the sub 2 loan. They could on the transfer, which is why in the old days people were putting stuff in trusts, and then selling with a percentage of the trust still owned by the seller, but majority of it owned by you with beneficial interest. So they couldn't call because they can't call a trust. but I've never had someone call a loan. So I shouldn't say that. I did have one, but they called it, but it was already due. So I bought a house subject to, and it had a balloon payment. So that's why they called it. They didn't call it because I bought the house and took it subject to. They called it because it had a balloon, and time was up. But yeah, $260,000, $90,000 seller carryback. 4%, 3%. What you have to do is you have to look at what she's making, and that's what you have to trade them. So she got 4 units here. Let's assume for a second she's written each one of them out for $700 a month, and 4 times 7, 2,800. And her payments and PITI is whatever that is, whatever her net is minus vacancy and repair. Okay, what's her monthly cash flow? And then if you really want to, what the pay down is on her loan, so that's really what she's grabbing. And then ask yourself, can you make that work for her? Probably so. Most people, especially if they want an installment sale because they may have a tax issue. Although she'd have to own it for quite a while for it not to be, not to have too many taxes on 350 or 385, or to have taxes on 350 or 385. But installment sale for her could be perfect. She could have depreciated this thing completely out, and man, her cost, her income is the entire purchase or sales price. So the deferred note's pretty good. And you can do seller carryback. You can do an installment sale, which is 2 different things but similar. And you could do a wrap over the subject to. You can do a trust, I guess, if you really wanted to. I wouldn't want to, but you could. All kinds of ways to get this one done. If you were in the coaching program, we'd teach you how to do this one. So, short call today. I apologize, everybody. You guys take care. I'll talk to you next time. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the Michael Quarles Real Estate Show. Get more info and stay in touch at michaelquarles.com.